Don't mind me, I'm just drying off some silverware. Now, where have I been for a while? You may notice that I've been gone. Well, let me explain. I've been creating my own speedrun for video games called the batteryless speedrun. Basically, you take the batteries out of a controller and you play a whole game with it. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna try to do this with Doom 2016. I've gotten absolutely nowhere, but hey, it's worth a shot. Hey, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the general area that I call House 2. Come on in. It's fun in here. After that whole microwave dryer incident, House 1 was so radiated that I had to move. It taught me a very valuable lesson. Never put forks in a microwave. So yeah, just a crash course, do not put forks in the microwave. Learn it from me. That coma was not fun. Use an actual dishwasher, like right here. This is an actual dishwasher. You put dishes in here for them to dry. Well, seeing as we're here now, I guess I have to talk about something relating to video games, so let's just check what's going on. Oh shit, E3's almost here. E3, the annual gaming convention, is around the corner again after not being around the corner last year, and everyone is making predictions. Now, not only am I a video game player, but I'm also a crazy conspiracy theorist, so it's only going to make sense for me to share what I believe will be true. Now, will any of these predictions actually happen? No. Will at least one of them come true? Probably. Let's just get on to the first company. Earlier this year, Bethesda was bought out by Microsoft, which in all honesty I think was a great thing since Microsoft doesn't have a history of shutting down beloved studios or forcing them to only work on tech demos or the Kinect Sports series. My first question wasn't how Microsoft will handle franchises I love so much that all happen to be created by id Software, but rather, what Bethesda's E3 would look like. Well, we have an answer. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Yeah, Bethesda isn't having an E3 of their own this year. There are pros and cons to this, though. The cons of this are that we get less Todd Howard, and the pros of this are that we get less Todd Howard. My predictions for the Microsoft side of this are that we are getting news and updates about the 20th anniversary of Xbox, since that's happening this year. Maybe some new creative games from Microsoft Game Studios, as well as a bunch of generic FPS games. That's my personal predictions for Xbox, so what about Bethesda? Well, I predict that The Elder Scrolls 6 will get some more info since they announced it and then forgot about it later. I predict it'll have the usual stuff in Elder Scrolls, which I don't even know what that would be. I played like 11 hours of Skyrim and have yet to get far into it. A new Fallout game will be announced as a collaboration between Bethesda and Obsidian Entertainment since both companies are owned by the same parent now. This won't be announced with a teaser, but simply by some guy speaking and showing the Fallout logo with Obsidian Entertainment. The best I can hope for is a sequel to Fallout New Vegas, since that is a great Fallout game, but it'll probably be Fallout 5 or something. Some Starfield news. Jesus Christ, this game has been in teaser state for so damn long. It seems pretty interesting too, but too bad we absolutely know nothing about this game since, well, we have no news about it. Finally, that new Indiana Jones game from Machine Games will be an FPS, it will look fantastic, and I'll have to watch most of the Indiana Jones movies before it releases to hype myself up. Or I can take the alternate route and play the LEGO games. I did say finally, but we aren't done with Bethesda just yet, because guess what game studio turns 30 this year? Blizzard, Epic Games, id Software. I predict for id News that every announcement will be very brief, and they'll say, oh, be sure to attend QuakeCon this year to see the rest of it. I'm gonna predict E3 stuff anyway. First, and this is the wildest, a collection of every id Software game from the 90s, except for the Doom series, and maybe Quake as well. This would be like a history catalog thing going in-depth to the company's history, including things like probably Hovertank 3D and Catacomb 3D. Okay, never mind, this is the wildest. The Quake series will get re-releases just like what happened during Doom's 25th anniversary. Quake Live will be ported as Quake 3, just like how the BFG edition of Doom 3 was ported to modern consoles as just Doom 3. Quake 2 will use the NVIDIA RTX remaster, and more higher-tech consoles will be able to use the ray tracing thing, such as the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Quake 1 will get the most care since it's the best single-player Quake game.
Quake 3 is the best Quake. I'll defend this to the grave.
Fine, this is wilder. A new Commander Keen game. Commander Keen turns 30 this year, so why not make a new entry for the first time since 1991? An actual entry. This new Keen game will use the art style featured in that one supposedly canned mobile game, and it would actually look good, hopefully. Obviously, there's going to be some stuff about Doom Eternal there, but hopefully it's pretty small. Eternal and both of its DLCs have had me stuffed for a while now. I've already collected everything in all 3 of them, and I'd do it again. I'm just not ready for more Doom stuff at the moment. At the time of writing this, Nintendo has not announced any new hardware, but in case they do, I'll just say that it's releasing this holiday and most of the games for the Direct this year will be launch titles for it. So, crazy things first. Super Mario Odyssey 2. I need this. Mario Odyssey was so good, but if Nintendo took the format of the game and refined it to perfection, then I have no doubts that Odyssey 2 would be a masterpiece. New WarioWare. Oh my god, WarioWare would be a perfect game for the Switch, especially with how many control methods are possible with the Joy-Cons. And just to make myself look more mentally insane, I'll make a prediction for a port of Mother 3. And not just in a Game Boy Advance Nintendo Switch Online kind of thing, but a remastered 16:9 1080p version of Mother 3.
Now for the less crazy stuff. Probably.
Breath of the Wild 2 news. It's been a couple of years since it was announced, so maybe a new trailer with a possible release year. Metroid Prime 4 gets an actual trailer finally. It's been so long since we've heard about Prime 4. Same thing for Bayonetta 3. These both got teasers on E3 2017 and then nothing after that, except for a development update with Prime 4. And then a bunch of anime games and JRPGs.
I have nothing against them, but dear God, do they just feel like filler for Directs. The last Nintendo Direct we had was the first one in over a year, and that just felt miserable because of the sheer amount of them there. I won't doubt if E3 has a lot of them too.
The Direct will end off with a Smash character reveal, and this character will be someone who doesn't excite me that much. Unless it's the Doomslayer, Heavy from TF2, Gordon Freeman, or really any FPS character.
I don't say I won't care about it because I don't want that character in Smash, because unless it's Fire Emblem, any gaming icon, I would love in Smash Brothers. It's just, I don't really care for Smash Brothers anymore. I mean, it's been 2 years and I still haven't had all the DLCs yet.
I think this character is going to be Crash Bandicoot. I see no reason for it not to be. Ubisoft's conference already happened today, but since this was written before that happened, I'll insert something here if my predictions were correct or not. Ubisoft will have Just Dance, a Tom Clancy game, and like 30 other games nobody cares about. Those are really only the big companies participating in E3 this year. Hell, Xbox and Bethesda's event is separate from E3, I'm just including it since it takes place during the same time frame. No news on EA, which is fine, I can imagine the whole thing in my head already, but the lack of a Sony conference at all is very interesting since the PS5 released last year. I don't know what else to talk about at this point. There are so little companies participating in E3 this year that they're just letting anyone make a press conference. Out of all companies, Verizon's having a press conference this year. Like, what the hell are they gonna announce? 6G?
Anyway, I just made my final prediction, and that prediction is that the Xbox press conference will announce anything relating to Forza, because Phil Spencer really wants to show another car on stage. Well, that ruins everything.